Hello, everyone. I am Sean, and welcome once again to my Horror Corner. As always, thank you so much for watching, and thank you for joining the live. I don't do this a whole lot, but the few that I have got to do, it's been a lot of fun. And of course, I have to have my friends Brendan and Sam with me from Our Life in Horror. Brendan, thank you so much for coming back, and Sam, thanks for returning.
Yes, thanks for having me back.
Sam's returning.
My slow return.
That's all right. Brendan probably doesn't know what to do right now.
And you know what? I get a break.
What do you mean you get a break?
I almost didn't even come back on. I was like, oh, Sam's just going to handle it today.
Funny.
Awesome. That's funny. But no, I do appreciate you guys coming on. And of course, I'll start off as always by thanking Ryan. I see Ryan over there, my mod, best in the business. So Ryan, thank you so much for helping me handle business. If people get out of line, don't be afraid to get rid of them. Yeah.
Give him the boot.
That's right. We're okay with that. Especially that Mikey Bones guy. If he shows up, we can do whatever we have to do with him. So yeah, we're going to be talking about the Scream franchise. Brendan, you came on with me for 6 of the 7. We didn't do the 7th one together. I know you and Sam did an episode on it. I did a solo episode on it, but we ranked the first 6 in the franchise. Overall, though, before we start ranking anything, where does Scream rank to you as far as, and not like an exact, but with other slasher franchises, and then Ghostface with other slasher villains? How do you feel?
I think he was asking you, right?
Oh, both of you. Yeah, both of you.
Both of us. Yeah. We're a team on here. You can answer questions too.
I'm new again. I don't even know what I'm doing. You want me to answer then?
Yeah, go first.
For me, I used to really hold Scream high up there, but it was more so the original. So for me, I don't think I hold it that high anymore. As like compared to the other slashers, like I would rather put something else on personally. And then same with the villain. Like the villain's fine, he's iconic, but like I don't know, I have ones I like more.
It's hard because like the look of Ghostface is iconic, but the killers can vary.
Exactly, because it could be anyone, right? It's never the same person. So
Right. Yeah. No, I agree. I wonder. For the longest time, I thought, and I'm not sure. I may have a better idea after I go through so many of these other franchises with different people. But for the longest time, I felt like Scream was probably my favorite of the franchises, and I felt like Ghostface was my favorite killer. But I question that now, and I still say, we were just talking about this before we came on, that I feel like Scream is the most solid. There's Bella, she's going to chime in for us real quick. I feel like Scream is the most solid because I don't feel like there's a bad movie in this franchise. And I feel like, I love Friday the 13th. I love Halloween. I love A Nightmare on Elm Street. But every one of those has got at least one movie that's not that great. And I don't feel like the Scream franchise has a bad movie. There's some that aren't as good as others, but I don't feel like there's a bad one in there.
Okay. Yeah, I totally I agree to an extent. Like some of the bad Friday the 13th movies, I think I'd rather watch than the one bad Scream movie, right? Just on like a fun level. Okay. For me personally, it's been a long time since I've run through the what you call it, Friday the 13th franchise.
Yeah.
And I haven't run through the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise in quite some time, but I did watch part 4 the other day because you recommended it, and
yeah.
I remember always kind of disliking that movie, and then I watched it the other day on Sunday, and I was like, it's actually not that bad. Yeah. I'll give you some credit. I'm like, it wasn't actually that bad. Now the next 2 I'm kind of worried about, but I'll get there when I get.
I think Freddy's Dead might be the one that I'm not a huge fan of, and then I don't like the remake. We've talked about that before, but even Friday the 13th. I mean, I agree with you. Even the bad ones really aren't. I don't like Jason Goes to Hell. I can't stand that movie. I think that one's terrible, and so I would watch anything from the Scream franchise before I would watch that one. But then the other ones are pretty solid. So.
See, that's the one I'd like to go back and revisit sometime soon.
I've never even seen that one.
No, you haven't. It's the most different out of like everyone. Like it's so incredibly different. But I think that could also be what makes it fun. It's just been so long since I've seen it. Like I don't think I've seen it since like a DVD copy I got from my mom for like my birthday or Christmas or something like that, like a long time ago. Yeah. But as for like the Scream franchise as a whole, and kind of where I hold it to other franchises of the horror genre, It's kind of in the middle.
Okay.
It's not my favorite, and I think these movies are better when they're released apart and not so close together.
Okay.
We can get into that a little bit later, I guess. But I think the best when Scream's at its best is when it's tackling a decade's worth of horror that has happened, and they can have like a good meta on it. And unfortunately, I think when too many Scream movies are released within X amount of years, say within like we got 3 movies in
Right.
5 years, basically 6 years, and I think that hurts the franchise because there's not enough for it to go back to what it's good at, is making fun of the genre that's currently going on. So I feel like whenever they release one, it tends to get a little worse after the next ones. But I think it's a solid franchise. I think the Ghostface look, of course, is iconic. It's everywhere. I know maybe you guys didn't experience the buying your first Ghostface costume as a kid, but I remember that sweet vanilla smell whenever you put that mask on.
I
That
remember
was
you
a
telling
thing.
me about that. I do not remember that, but I remember you telling me about that when we did one of the other episodes.
I wonder if they still do it. You're gonna
Go smell
yeah,
in the store.
yeah. People at Walmart, if you see me smell all the ghost face masks. But yeah, the look of them is iconic. It's just sometimes the movie falls flat with the villain reveals, and some of them are damn right insulting. But
I agree.
yeah, so it's a Ghostface itself again is kind of a mid tier icon for me as well.
Yeah. Do you think it's because it's somebody different every time? Is that what hurts it instead of, like we've always got, for the most part, we always have Jason, Michael, Freddy. I mean, it's always the same person, but Ghostface being someone different behind the mask, is that what?
No, I think having it somebody else is actually could be a good thing, really, because every movie is different, but you have to earn that reveal and give a good enough motive. And with quite a few of the movies, I feel like the motive's too cheap and rushed, and just doesn't hold a candle to the original. A lot of them feel unearned and don't make a lot of sense sometimes. So that's kind of the issue. Like I think Billy and Stu are iconic Ghostface killers, as well as, I know you might not agree, but I personally like Jill as one of my favorite Ghostface killers, as well as Mickey. I think is great as well. But those felt more earned than, say, Richie's Family or Scream 7's
Yeah.
laughably bad killer reveal at the end of that film.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you there as well. And I think like Mickey from 2, Jill, some of those have grown on me over time, especially with the last couple of Scream movies, because the killer reveals in 6 and 7 are both bad in my opinion. And so I think seeing those and not being a fan of those makes me appreciate some of the other ones even more. I still think the first 2, Billy and Stu, are the best. They're just so iconic, and Stu's great. I love Stu. So, but Sam, what are your thoughts?
Well, Billy and Stu are definitely my favorite as well. I don't have too many thoughts on like the killers in general because I'm just here to hang out. I haven't watched some of these movies in a while. I'm just here for a good time. I do like that it's a different person in each movie though, because I do like a whodunit. The problem is now I know who done it in all the movies, so I don't rewatch them that often.
Gotcha.
But that's the part I actually like about it. Like I'm reading a lot of thrillers right now too, and I just read a who done it, and the whole time I was like guessing, and it was so tense and whatever. But I guess even the last Scream I didn't enjoy, and I hated the reveal. So it just, I don't know, it has to be done right. But I do like that aspect of trying to guess who it is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like in Hard Eyes too. I had so much fun with that one.
Right. Do you recall, was there any of the movies that you guessed correctly that you were trying to figure out the killer and you knew who it was?
I got 2 out of spoilers, I guess, for Scream 7 if you haven't seen it, but I got 2 out of the 3 in Scream 7.
I only knew 1 because I saw a spoiler, so that doesn't even count. So no, I was wrong for that movie because I was guessing who the other person was and I was wrong about it. So yeah. And then I don't remember from the past ones. It's been so long since my first watches.
Yeah.
I guess Scream 6. I did not guess it because the one sister, like, you think she's dead, right?
Yeah, she faked her
so
death.
that was like, everyone hates that reveal, and I actually liked it because I was like, oh, I did not expect it to be her. Like, I don't know, the other two, whatever, but I thought hers was good because I thought she was dead. And then 5, I don't even remember our first watch of 5. I haven't watched 5 in a while, so I have no comment.
Sure. Okay. Nope, that's fair. I think the only one that I even came close to guessing, and I was kind of surprised because she's not even in the movie that much, but Amber, which I think she's in. No, is she 4? She one of the killers in 4?
Amber is 5. Yeah.
She's 5. Okay. Yeah, I think I kind of suspected her a little bit, and then again, she's not in the movie that much, so I don't know why I did, but that's about the only one that I've got right the entire time. Yeah, I've never got one right. I wish I would have, but I never got one right.
I gotta rewatch 5. It's been a while.
Yeah, I was pleasantly. 5's a lot higher in my ranking than. Well, it's a lot higher in my ranking than I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Yeah, and Ryan said he was disappointed with Scream 7. I
Mhm.
wasn't disappointed. Overall, I thought it was a good movie. I enjoyed the first half of the movie more than the second. I think I'm such a big. I mean, Sidney Prescott is my favorite final girl. Period. Even more so than Julie James, which I know shocks people, but she is. And I think I was so happy that Neve Campbell was back, and I liked seeing Sidney as a mom and in a little bit different role and dealing with her daughter. I wasn't that impressed with the performance of the daughter, but I was just so happy to have Sidney back, and I thought some of the kills were good. I mean, I was enjoying it up until the end. Really, I thought the ending was terrible and took it down quite a bit because that's the worst killer revealed yet in this franchise, in my opinion. But I liked the movie. I was having fun with it.
Okay.
I liked a lot of aspects of the movie. Like, I really thought I had a better idea of where they should have taken the movie than what ended up happening. And now things are coming out too from like Kevin Williamson and saying that these characters are definitively dead, and it's just like,
Yeah.
It brings Stu back as a leader of like a cult of people trying to kill Sydney or something like that.
Right.
I was so set on that idea, and I thought it looked so cool, like some of the imagery and stuff. But of course, it's not what happened. But I'm like, let's get a cult of Ghostface going on, because I think it'd be easy to do, especially how they set up like the like in Scream 5, they set up that they met on the dark web and they planned it all, Amber and Richie. So like that would be a good way to kind of for Stu to go around and do this, even if somebody keeps Stu's AI self and that's how he broadcasts and manages to convince these people that he's still alive and still doing stuff. I think is a way better movie than what we got in Scream 7.
Yeah. No, if that makes sense. I get that. Do you think they didn't? Was it too obvious? I mean, there was so much talk about Matthew Lillard being back for Scream 7. I mean, that was what all the hype was about. I wonder if it was one of those like damned if you do, damned if you don't situations. Like if they'd have brought him back, I feel like you would have had a lot of people that wouldn't have liked it because so many of people are like, no, he's got to be dead. Like he's dead. You can't bring him back. So if you bring him back, you're probably going to disappoint a lot of people. But then when you don't bring him back, and you disappointed a lot of people because there were so many that wanted to see him. So I don't know if they could have made the right decision there, and it would have made that big of a difference. Maybe. I mean, it certainly would have been better than what they ended up with, I guess. But yeah, I don't know how they would have done it. But I like your culture.
Yeah, I think they set up a good enough explanation for him coming back within the movie. I didn't think it was that bad or out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah.
With them trying to like fake him being alive. I was like, okay, I can kind of buy all of this. You know, it happens. You get hit in the head with a 400-pound TV, you're sure shit you're gonna lose your memory. So I like that idea. And like Scream, I don't know, Matthew Lillard went out and stated that there was like 4 different alternate endings or something like that shot, and there was one where he is alive.
Right.
So I'm curious if maybe like they might be backpedaling now after kind of what fans thought of the movie.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll relook into doing something along those lines.
Yeah, it could be. And I kind of wanted to talk to you a little bit once we get through kind of ranking everything. I'm curious what you guys want to see from the rest of this franchise, or what you think might even be coming. I think I heard, and again, who knows if what you're hearing is accurate or not. And let me say hi to Holland here real quick. But I think I heard that the idea for Scream 8 actually came from Nev Campbell. Had you heard that as well, or had you heard something different?
No, I did hear like there definitely is going to be a Scream 8, and they're already like working on it. I didn't hear that she came up with an idea for it.
Yeah, that's what I had heard, was that yes, they are there is going to be one. They are already starting to do some things for it, but that she pitched an idea to Kevin Williamson during Scream 7 that he really liked, and that he may be trying to build off what her idea was. But then I don't have any idea what her idea is, and that might be totally false. I just remember reading that somewhere.
Well, even if it is her idea, it's going to go through 6 different writers, and it's gonna be totally different by the time it actually hits screen. I just hope they give it some fucking time to breathe here, because like I was saying early on the franchise, I think this franchise is almost better when it takes not maybe you don't need a 10-year hiatus, but
Right.
6 or 8 years in between films. I think really helped this franchise. Like I think the jump from Scream 4 to Scream 5 was a perfect amount of time. There was a lot that happened in between that with the horror genre, and Scream 5 had a lot of good commentary on it. And then Scream 6, I mean, the commentary wasn't very good. That's actually one of my least favorite scenes within the movie, was the franchise discussion with Mindy.
Yeah.
And then in Scream 8, Scream 7, they're just like, no movie talk. And it's just like, but that's what these movies are. Like, they're supposed to be commentary on the horror genre. So what do you mean you're just gonna, like, is that your subversion for this film? Is we're just not gonna do the meta commentary on horror?
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Yeah, so interesting. All right, let's jump in and we'll put one up. I was trying to say what we might try to do. I'll see if I can find a way to keep track of it here, but we'll start ranking them a little bit, but we'll wait till everybody mentions one before we really get too much into it. So once we've all three mentioned Scream 7, then we'll talk a little bit more about Scream 7 if anybody has anything else they want to say, but kind of try to do it that way. So we'll start with you guys. What would be your least favorite in the franchise?
I don't have a very solid ranking, like I said, just
Sure.
here for a good time. But if I had to guess, I'm going to go with 3 because I haven't seen it in the longest time and I don't ever remember liking it. But I could not even tell you a scene from that movie. So that's a big reason why it's going to the top of my list.
Okay. No, I mean, I think that's fair. I think
I did not run through this franchise with you guys. So
yeah, no, that's okay. I hear a lot of people talk about Scream 3 not being one of their favorite ones. So yeah, I'm not. I get that. What about you, Brendan? What's your least favorite?
It's Scream 3.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of expected that. I remember you being kind of rough on that one, if I remember correctly. So,
and I want to, and to be fair, I do want to give Scream 7 another like watch before I give it any kind of definitive like markdown, because like I said, my discussion with some friends after I watched the movie helped me kind of change my opinion on it a little bit. Okay. And I've eased up a lot on a couple other ones after watching the last one. So I'm like maybe after like the physical media comes out and I give it a watch at home and my expectations are going to be a lot lower and maybe I'll enjoy it more.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, the rant about Scream 7. But yeah, Scream 3 is on my number 7 spot.
Okay. My number 7 spot is actually Scream 6. And I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy that one. And again, I don't dislike this movie. I don't dislike it at all. There are just more things about it that I dislike than any of the rest of them. I don't like the killer reveal at all. Brendan, I think you and I talked about it. I think his name is Dermot Mulroney. don't like his performance in that movie. He seems off to me, and maybe it's just because I've never seen him in that type of role. But yeah, I don't know. I was kind of tired of Chad and Mindy. I felt like one of them should have died. I was tired of Gail and wanted her to die. I didn't like the killer reveal. I really enjoyed the first half of the movie quite a bit. I was having fun with it. I thought there were some good kills. I'm like, yeah, this is good. And then by the end, I was just like, yeah, this is not good. And I missed Sydney. I felt like Sydney would have been so perfect in this story with all of the stuff that was around, So yeah, for me, I started talking about the movie and didn't mean to, but for me, yeah, Scream 6 is my last one on the list. And again, I don't dislike it. It's just my least favorite.
Okay.
Sam, if you could or have an idea, what would be number 6 for you?
This is really hard. It's going to be a toss-up with the new Scream and Scream 2. I think I might throw Scream 2 on it because I did rewatch it for this franchise discussion, and then I kind of got into my funk, whatever. So did not show up for the actual discussion. But when we watched it, I did not care about it at all. I don't even remember it, to be honest.
Yeah, I remember when we got done watching the movie, you were like, I didn't even like that.
No, I was like so unimpressed. I remember liking it in the past, so I don't know if it was the funk or I don't know if it was the movie, but gotcha. I don't think I would throw it on again. So I'm gonna go with 2.
Okay. Interesting. Damn. Yeah, that hurts a little bit. Ow.
I know it would hurt a lot of people. People like I like Sarah Michelle Gellar, but
now I remember why you weren't on the rest of my franchise review for this. No, I'm kidding. I am kidding. Brendan, what's your number 6 on this?
My number 6 is Scream 7.
Okay.
Rob.
I borderline almost put that dead last, but like
you said what? Sorry, 7?
Yeah, Scream 7. Yeah. That was almost dead last for me, but Scream 3 is just something else. I'm not even blaming it on the bangs, man. That movie just like in itself is just totally out there.
Yeah. Okay. I mean that's fair. I get it. Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute. For me, I guess my number 6 on the list is Scream 5. I don't know. I liked this movie a lot the first time I watched it, and then when I went back and rewatched it, I just started having little issues here and there that I was not a big fan of. I thought the killers were okay. There were just, I don't know. I think really when I look at this franchise, I've already hinted at this a couple of times. I think that I want this franchise to be about Sydney. She's not in 6 and they're phasing her out in 5 and it bothers me. So maybe that's my biggest issue. I really don't know how else to put it, but I just, we talked about it some, Brendan. I know a lot of people love the Chad and Mindy characters. I was not that into them in 5 or 6. They're fine. They're okay. But there's just a lot of issues that I had. And again, I don't think it's a bad movie. I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. It's just not one of my favorites either. 5 and 6 don't feel like Scream to me. I think that's, and I may have mentioned that when we did the reviews. Excuse me. They just don't feel like Scream movies to me. They feel totally different. I think put a different killer, don't let it be Ghostface in there and make them something else. And they're probably really solid slashers, but they don't feel like Scream movies to me. And I think that's the biggest issue that I have with them. And Rob just told me that was wild. I'm glad you're here though, Rob. Thank you. I knew you were going to disagree. Rob and I have been agreeing on a lot of shit lately, and that's kind of concerning. But yeah, we still don't agree on Scream, it looks like, so that's okay.
Yeah. It looks like Rob's number 6 is Scream 3.
Yeah, so he's there with you. Sam, what's your number 5?
Okay, so this is where I'm going to go with Scream 7. Yeah, well, honestly, I came out of watching Scream 7. I was like, that might be my least favorite Scream movie. But now that I'm thinking about it, I would probably put it on over watching 2 and 3. Even though I think it was so fucking boring. But I do like the cast. Like I just wanted more. Like I wanted more McKenna Grace. I felt like Chad and Mindy were just wasted in that movie. Like they were just following Gail around, being whatever his or her assistants or whatever. I was like, this is stupid. I was just bored to tears. So like, if I was gonna put one on between those 3 movies, though, I might give this one a rewatch. That's the only reason it's going above them. I don't really think I'll watch 2 and 3 again.
Ever?
Wow.
Unless I have to do a review for YouTube.
Ballsy. Yeah, you're gonna have to because we haven't even reviewed them on our channel yet.
That's awesome.
Going back into my cave, hibernating.
Brendan, what's your number 5 in the franchise?
My number 5 is going to be Scream 6.
Okay.
You guys are killing me.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
and I'm telling you, 2/3 of that movie is so good. 2/3 is really good, and I enjoyed it all the way through. But man, once you hit that 3rd act, I tell you, I wasn't that big on it. It just and the movie pisses me off because that movie just has no balls. Just to kill any characters. I think that has like the lowest death count, and in my opinion, of like every Scream film. I feel like only 2 people died.
Yeah, but they talk about
What they talk about it? They talk about it by miraculously showing up alive at the end of the film.
No, Mindy talks about it, and I think that's supposed to explain it away. It just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Her talk doesn't save it for me.
What talk? Her franchise talk?
Doesn't she talk about like how they have to kill a legacy character or something?
Yeah, but they don't do that.
Exactly. That's the point.
Yeah.
No, that's so dumb.
That's the point.
No, that's the point they're supposed to make, but they're supposed to subvert the character that you think is gonna die.
Yeah, no, I gotta admit, I wish Gail died in that movie. I'm so over having Gail in
Yeah.
my movies. But I'm just saying, I'm just trying to defend my movie.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all right. So my number 5, and I think this is going to be the first one that we've all put in there now. So my number 5 is Scream 7. I don't, again, I get it. I can completely understand why people don't like it. I was just so happy to have Sydney back after being disappointed with 5 and 6. I liked seeing her in a different role as a mom. I thought we got some good kills. The ending is probably the worst of all the Scream movies, but just again, having her back, and I was enjoying, we were talking before we actually started ranking the movies, talking about, Matthew Lillard and Stu being back or not being back, but I was enjoying him. I was enjoying Matthew Lillard's performance. Like I thought it was great what they were doing. Could they have done something different? Absolutely. But I was still having fun just seeing Stu on the screen again and, doing the things the way he does. And, we had Stu back, we had Sydney back. I mean, it was just, I thought it was fun. Chad and Mindy not being that big a part of it, I'm fine with, because I wasn't that crazy about those characters in the first place. So them just kind of being in the background was okay with me. I'm also, like we've already said, I'm over Gail. Not a fan of Gail at all. And so I wish she would have got killed, but at least she's not in the movie that much either. So yeah, I was okay with what they did. I think I gave it a 7 out of 10, and I felt like that was a little bit generous, but yeah, I was just so happy to have Sydney back. So yeah, this is turning into a Sean Loves Nev Campbell episode, but that's kind of what happened.
I totally agree. I think Sydney is one of the best final girls in slasher history, in my opinion. Like she'd probably be my top final girl, actually. She's tied up there, right there with like Ripley, in my opinion. So I 100% agree, but I do think Scream 7 like wasted its cast. I think, like you said, McKenna Grace was widely underutilized in that film.
I was so excited for her to be in it.
Yeah, and she's a fantastic actress. But yeah, like kind of what Sean is saying, or sorry, not Sean, Rob is saying there. Everyone that like we're introduced to with Sydney in that movie is the killer. Like you get the bum who comes in and buys a coffee. I'm like, yep, that guy's gonna be a killer because he's not gonna pop back up in the movie. The fucking quarterly guy,
Yeah.
is in one scene. I'm like, yep, that guy's gonna be a killer too.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I said I wanted Gail to die in 6 so bad because I'm over her, but I personally, people are gonna fucking hate this idea, but I would love it if in 8 Gail ends up being the killer because her and Sydney had this big moment in 7 saying like, I trust. She finally says, "I trust you, Gail," and then in the next movie, boom, 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 she goes behind her back and fucking kills.
What's her motive though?
I don't know.
Okay.
She's jealous.
I mean,
I don't know.
It's so funny you say that because that's a theory that I've already read is for Gail to be the killer, and that Gail has been somewhat behind it the whole time for the press to be relevant, to be able to write the books, to be in the spotlight, that she's had something to do with this the entire time. And now that she's gotten older and Sydney's gotten older and everything seems to be going away, she's just going to finally lose it and come out and start killing people. So I've already read that theory online, and I kind of liked it. I'm not going to lie.
I guess, especially if Mindy takes over her spot too, newscasting as well.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're like, yeah, okay. I guess they can fucking follow her till the next movie.
As long that'll be the end of this franchise for me. If Gail, I'm saying that right now, if Gail does not die in this next movie, I'll never watch another Scream movie again.
Oh,
Wow.
heard it here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I'm
will.
tired of it.
Tired of the Gail. I actually didn't mind Gail in the last movie either. I thought she was better than what she was in. She definitely had more to do in 6 and 5 that gave her a reason to be a part of the film. Other than that, she's just like, hey, look at this franchise character that popped up that has all this useful information that nobody else seems to have.
Yeah, no, I agree with you as well. And I don't know. I think, Sydney told her she finally trusted her, but I didn't even like the interview Gail did with her. I'm like, here she comes, like going for her and talking about her kids, like right off the bat. Like, this is just more of Gail being a bitch. And so I don't like Gail. And I can't believe I'm going to go somewhere, and there's not a lot of people in the chat anyway, but they may all leave right now as soon as I say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. So because I dislike Gail so much, I would be perfectly fine with her being the killer and then getting finished, which is part of the reason. I really can't believe I'm going to say this. It's part of the reason I like the I Know What You Did Last Summer movie, because I cannot stand Julie James' boyfriend Ray. I can't stand Ray, and I can't stand Freddie Prinze Jr. And so while some people think it was so stupid that he was the killer, I'm like, thank God, because now somebody will actually kill him and get rid of him, because I don't like this guy. So if we did that with Gail and Scream, I would be okay with that.
Okay. Hey, I actually like the I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've been itching to put it on again.
I don't think you're the only person that also doesn't like Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character in those movies. I don't know why they keep bringing him back. You just get confused, poop and look at face from him throughout like the whole movie. So
no, I agree with you. All right, Sam, what's your number 4?
Oh, I've lost track. So I've gotten rid of 3, 2, and 7. So I am at 5. 5 is number 4. I think.
Wait.
Yeah. What?
You're putting Scream 5 at number 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I am going to be honest. I've only watched it the one time. Didn't love it. Didn't hate it. That's all I got to say, because I haven't watched it in a long time, so don't have a whole lot of thoughts.
Okay.
Yeah, see, but we rewatched 4 today, and I wasn't even vibing with it all that much. That's why I'm almost like, would 5 beat 4 now?
To be fair, you were watching some weird TV cut of the fucking movie.
I was,
and that drove me nuts.
And
too.
I was looking for cars on my phone because we need a new car.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with my guns here. I'm going to go with 5 is at number 4.
Okay.
Yeah. I just haven't seen it in a while, so I can't comment on it too much. But that would be the next one I would want to put on.
Okay, that's fair. Brendan, you're number 4.
No, I'm going to be wrong to Rob, but Scream 5 is actually my number 4 as well.
Okay.
Okay.
That one actually gets that one in there for all of us now as well. I know when Scream 5 first came out, I feel like a lot of people gave Melissa Barea a hard time for her performance. A lot of people were not fans of her. It's so funny to me because I don't think she gave a bad performance. I think she was fine, and I like Jenna Ortega. I just feel like after watching 5 and 6 both, so many people wanted to see like the Carpenter sister continue, and I was done with it. Like I just didn't. I'm fine that they're not. I don't like what happened to Melissa Barea. I don't like the way she was taken out of the film, but I'm okay with the story being over as well because I just don't. I don't get as invested in the Carpenter sisters as I did Sydney, or even at one point I liked Gail at one point, but some of the other Tatum. I would much rather Tatum have lived than both the Carpenter sisters. Like something like that. So I just wasn't as into them. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any thoughts there on the Carpenter sisters.
In five, I did not care about the core four. I think that's what 5. That was the downfall of 5 for me, is I didn't care about the characters. Whereas in 6, though, it turned it around for me. I love the core 4 in the 6th. So I do love the Carpenter sisters. I was okay if that was the end of their story, though. I wasn't one of those people that was like, oh my God, like they need to come back, because like they ended it fine for them. Would I have liked them to be back? Of course. Yeah. But like, I don't know. Then we got 7, and I didn't really give a fuck about that movie. But I did care about them in the 6th movie, though. I will say that.
Yeah, I feel like in Scream 5, there's just like too many characters. There's all the returning characters, and the returning characters are just kind of show up at the end of the film to help win the battle. And well, kind of. They actually, yeah, I can't really remember now, but. Yeah, I feel like we didn't get enough time or enough character development, maybe with the core 4 here, because there's a lot of characters. Like you get new nurse or judge or Deputy Judy back, and that's it, Deputy Judy.
Like nurse? Who the fuck is the nurse?
I don't know.
What version are you watching?
I was gonna say Judge Judy too, because of the fucking. I watched a lot of Judge Judy as a child. Yeah, I feel like there's just a lot of returning characters going on, as well as trying to introduce a new cast of characters, and there just wasn't enough time to give everybody their due in that movie. But I still enjoyed it. Like I watched it, I think 3 times since it was released. I watched it once with you, and then I rewatched it once on my own to see kind of how it holds up, and then for this franchise run as well. And yeah, I'd say it's definitely more of the middle of the pack thing. I think I like Jack Quaid as an actor, so I think he's just that he got that shit-eating grin all the time, and he can be charming at the same time. So, and Amber's probably like my biggest fault with the movie, because like she is just not in there.
I don't even remember her.
Exactly.
When I think of her, I think of Honora, and that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And she only got the role because of what she did in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. That is 100% the case. I've only seen the scene where she goes crazy at the end of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but that sequence is definitely why she is back.
Real quick, I see that Swift popped up. So, hey, Swift, good to see you. And Swift's excited Sam is back. He says that Brendan, he loves me and you, but Sam gets the big return pop. So, yeah, we're both playing second fiddle this time.
Hey,
my slow return.
I understand, man. If she would have popped up yesterday too, could you imagine? The internet would have went wild.
Swift, I wanted to be on last night's stream so bad, and I was debating it. I was debating on popping up in that stream last night, and then I was just beat. I was tired. I was nervous for my interview today, so I just did not want any of it. And then I was listening to the stream, and I was like, "Fuck, I should have went on." I have so many thoughts because I love Rob Zombie. I'm kicking myself.
But yeah, it's Swift. That was great last night. I got to come on and just watch, and that was a lot of fun to watch. So great stuff over there. Everybody check out Horror 365. Definitely good.
Rob.
Yeah, that is so funny. Sam couldn't defend herself and Zombie. That's awesome. That might would have been tough. My number 4 is Scream 3. And again, I realize that there are so many people that this is their least favorite. There are a lot of things about Scream 3 that I don't like, again, here too. The bangs are up there as well, but I don't like the Hollywood story part that's going on. There are things that I just are such a bummer to me in that one, but I still find the movie incredibly entertaining. I can't quite point out why. The killer's not great in that one either, but I like, and I just forgot her name in the movie, Parker Posey's character, but she's playing Gail basically, but whatever her other name is. Rob said he don't think I actually watched these movies. I have watched them, Rob, multiple times. I'm telling you. I enjoy Scream 3. I like Parker Posey's character. I think this movie, and Brendan, I think you and I talked about this. I think Scream 3 has the scariest scene in the whole franchise. The scene with Sydney's mom, where she's coming back, where Sydney's in the house by herself, and she's having the dream vision thing of her mom. That's the scariest scene in the entire franchise to me, and so I think that's part of what makes me like it a little bit as well. The stuff that goes on in the house at the end is kind of crazy, but I don't know. Scream 3 is a guilty pleasure. I can turn it on and I'm watching it and I see why so many people dislike it. I see it. I just still have fun with it for some reason. I can't quite explain it, but yeah, it doesn't bother me as much as it does a lot of people.
Yeah, that one tends to get under my skin a little bit. Yeah, the first thing I think of, and this isn't what I even should think of, but the first thing I think about when I think about Scream 3 is Jay and Silent Bob. That's when I think about like, "Hey, Connie Chung," or whatever he says. I can't remember what Jay says, but he calls her
Connie Chung.
Yeah, Gail Connie Chung. And
God, I haven't seen that movie in so long. I'm like, what are you talking about?
It's I don't know why it's the most rememberable thing to me from that movie, and that's not at all what that movie should be remembered for. Like, I know it was during the hype of like when Jay and Silent Bob and Clerks was like huge. Like, I'm pretty sure Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back must have came out around this time, because that's when they go to Hollywood. In that world. So yeah. I'm like, why is this tie-in here? I'm sure it's a Miramax tie-in thing that they must have done for some ungodly known reason. But it just doesn't work. And make Carrie Fisher. We don't need like a lookalike Carrie Fisher in the basement doing the file things. Lance Henriksen, I think, is totally underutilized as well. Like, there's a bunch of great actors here, and I just feel like they underutilized a lot. And yeah, the killer reveal, I like it. Like, I don't mind it in a sense, but at the same time, it feels pretty rushed.
Yeah, I can see all of that. Like I said, I totally get the problems people have with this movie. It's just, for some reason, I still enjoy this one. Rob said the ghost scene doesn't fit. It doesn't fit with anything else in the franchise. I agree, it doesn't, and maybe that's why. And if they would have tried to keep going there with it, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But I think maybe that is why I did like it. It was just one extra little thing, a little bit different to throw in there, and then move on and get back to stuff. But again, I get it. Totally understand why people are not a fan of this one. Sam, what's your number 3?
I was going to say, Swiss says Screams 3 and 4 are so much less memorable to me, so much so I often confuse the two. That's me with 2 and 3.
Okay.
But anyway, what number were we at? 3?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, this is where 4 comes in for me. We, like I said, we threw it on today. As much as I wasn't paying attention that much, that is still probably the one I enjoyed the most in the past. So my list is a crapshoot here. I haven't watched these movies in a long time. I'm doing my best. But I do like Jill as the killer. I said, what did I repeat her saying? I don't need friends, I need fans, or whatever. Yeah. I said it in the bathroom out loud to him when I was doing my makeup, because I heard him watching it. And I like that line. I like her as the killer. I like the cast, and like in Scream 5, like, we got all these new cast members and I didn't care about any of them. I actually do like the cast in 4. Like, I really like Kirby. I really like the opening with all the girls. That's one of my favorite openings, I think, in the franchise. Besides the first one, obviously, and 6's. We'll get to that. But yeah, I think 4 would probably be my number 3. I'm getting confused with the numbers.
Brendan, what about you? What's your number 3?
Okay. I got Scream 2 as my number 3. I know it's gonna be Ron Rob, but
Same as Ron.
if anybody's pulling their list out of their ass, Rob, it's Sam.
I may as well pull out of a hat at this point. Except my top two. My top two are solid and in place, but
What'd you say your 3 was, Brendan? 2, you said?
Scream 2, yeah.
2? Okay.
I do enjoy it, but we'll talk about it more when we get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. My number 3 is Scream 4. There are a couple of things here that I don't like as well. I know Sam just said she liked the opening. I didn't really like this opening. I felt like it was too different from the other Scream movies. But after that, I enjoyed this film. I thought the killers were pretty good here. I enjoyed them. I didn't buy, Brendan and I talked about this, and I'm sure that I stirred people up when we talked about this. I'm not anywhere near as big a fan of the Kirby character as a lot of people are. But after seeing her be pretty irrelevant, in my opinion, in 6, I liked her much more in 4. Like, I gained an appreciation for her in 4, because in 6, I'm just like, why? Why is she here? This makes no sense to me. But yeah, so I would say Scream 4. I know, I still think it's fun. It still feels like a Scream movie. There's a lot of things I like about it, and my appreciation has also grown for Jill there. So yeah, I like that one. I would put that there. I think I know where you guys are going next, but I'm not 100% sure because Sam's already surprised me a little bit. So Sam, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Scream 6.
Okay.
I loved this movie. I loved it the first time we saw it coming out of the theater. I was on a high. I absolutely, like I said, I absolutely love the core 4 in this movie. I think I really like the setting of New York as well. And we got a really mean Ghostface, which I really like. Also, the opening, Sam is way wrong, whatever. I really like the opening with Samara Weaving. When we got that lift of the mask in the opening, I was like, what? They're gonna tell us the killer in the first couple minutes of the film? That's so cool. Obviously we know what happens after that, but I thought it was so cool that we got a Ghostface reveal right off the bat because it's the first time that's ever happened. So but yeah, I don't know, I just really like this one. I do gotta say though, like I said before, I do wish Gail died in it. And I do agree with you, Kirby was kind of pointless in the movie. But I don't have, like, everyone hates the reveal in that movie. I don't. I just love 6. Like, 6 is probably the one I would watch the most outside of my number 1, obviously.
I've definitely softened on Scream 6's reveal since seeing Scream 7.
See that?
Definitely softened on it after that. But I agree, the opening was sweet. Like, I do like the killer reveal at the beginning of the film. I almost wish we would have been able to see how a killer would maneuver around.
That's what I thought was happening. Yeah, I was like, we got to know from the beginning.
Yeah, even if they just showed us one, I was like, yeah, okay, that's cool. And then if there's a second reveal later, that would have been fine too. But I do like that reveal. It's not what we got, but yeah, the vicious Ghostface I think is right. I like the masks. I like the museum as well.
I like the little love story, but sorry, it's your turn. I like the little love story between Tara and Chad. Yeah, which goes nowhere, obviously. But
I do think the core 4 is set up way stronger in this movie than it is in the previous film. So I agree with that as well. Yeah, it's just not up there for me as it is for you.
Yeah, I think, and we talked about this a little bit already, but I think my biggest issue overall with it, other than not liking the killer reveal, was, and Swift actually just kind of pointed it out there, just nobody dies in this movie. I mean, Samara Weaving dies in the beginning, and then the one friend that's Mindy's girlfriend dies. I don't think anybody else until the killers die in this movie. We just don't kill anybody. Everybody just gets to live, and that bothers me so much.
Yeah, like you're saying, like the franchise thing discussion, everybody can go, and them kind of reversing your expectations of the film and keeping everybody alive. It's like, well, like everybody expects Gail to die at some point within this franchise. Like they just killed Dewey off, okay, they're gonna kill Gail. if you really wanted to subvert our expectations, kill Kirby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But then you're bringing back a fan favorite
Just
who they literally brought back to life to just
Right.
kill in this movie. Imagine how pissed off people would have been.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she lives anyways, so it's let's just play it safe all around.
Yeah, it was too safe in my opinion. But my number 2 then is Scream 2. I absolutely love Scream 2. I think it's such a solid sequel. It's one of the, in my opinion, better part 2s in a franchise out there. I like the killers in that one have grown on me. Initially, the first time I saw Scream 2, I think I was really let down because I had enjoyed the killers from the first one so much. But going back and rewatching that one, Mickey's character has grown on me. Mrs. Loomis is whatever. That's fine. Either way, I don't guess I have too much of an opinion. But I like Mickey as the killer. And I just think Scream 2 is so good. I think it's so solid. I like where the story goes. The fact that they had balls in that one and killed Randy, I thought was cool because I wasn't a huge fan of Randy either. But just the fact that they were willing to kill off somebody like that who was another fan favorite. There was just a lot of things about Scream 2 that I really enjoyed. I thought it was very solid. And I thought it still brought in some tension as well. There's some silly scenes in Scream 2, but I feel like that there's still some tension. That scene where the the police are trying to get Sydney and her friend out of there, and we get the car crash, and then they're trying to crawl over the back seat and get out. There's tension in that scene. They actually still were producing some scares in some of these back then. So yeah, I really like Scream 2. It's one of my favorites, obviously.
I agree. That's why it's at my number 3, because I think even from like you see characters around scenes of death scenes and stuff like that, and they pop in quick and leave, but like a lot of characters do it, but the killers do as well, so they're never like gone from the movie completely.
Yeah.
They're there, but they're maneuvering. They're like, oh, I gotta, like, after Cece dies, Mrs. Loomis shows up and is like, oh my god, like I got all these notes down about this killing, like I gotta go write my article right away to Jill.
Right.
Or Gail, sorry, not Jill.
Yeah, to Gail.
So it like makes sense for her to be there, and it sets her up as like this red herring.
Yeah,
as well, and it works. So I agree. But I think this is kind of my issue with like Scream 2 is like my biggest issue is that nobody knows what Billy Loomis's mom looks like.
Yeah, I was about to agree. That's the biggest flaw with this one, in my opinion, is how nobody, Sydney especially, but Gail, any of them knew that. I mean, I get she had some surgery and lost some weight, but you still couldn't recognize anything. That just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's the
Which
same
I guess
thing with
Sydney does recognize her. Sydney does recognize her because she doesn't ever see her until the end. But how Gail, who'd done all this research and wrote this book, didn't have a clue who she was. I have no idea.
Yeah, that just blows my mind. And it's kind of the same thing with like Scream 6. Gail had no idea that Richie had 2 siblings and a dad out there. Like,
yeah,
just did like she's somehow the best and the worst reporter in the whole world.
Yeah, some things she figures out before the FBI even can, and then the things that are right in front of her she can't get.
Yeah.
So it is kind of odd. So that's basically going to mean then, it sounds like, unless I just totally missed it, that we all have the original as our favorite.
I haven't done my number 2.
Oh, you haven't done your number 2? I thought you had. I apologize. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. My number 2 is Scream 4.
4. Okay, I did see that I hadn't marked that for you. Okay, I do remember when we talked about this, when you being a pretty big fan of this. We've all ranked it now, so go ahead and tell us why you like that one so much.
I think it came out 2-3 years too early. I do think this film is ahead of its time. Scream 4 with its like commentary on living your life on camera and live streaming constantly, and people wanting to catch everything on film, no matter how brutal it is to put it out on the internet, kids wanting to just become famous without having to work for it. Is something that's probably more prevalent now today than it like ever has been within the last 10 years. So I just feel like the story was just a little bit too short of where it should have been released in time, and that's why I really love it. And I think Jill's fantastic. I like that it's a good motivation for one of Sydney's family members who feels like she's been lost in the shadow of Sydney, to come back and try to recreate it. There's a lot of great cinematography shots as well of Jill like trying to take over the role of her, especially like we were just rewatching it. So like when she like lays down beside her and she does the exact same pose as Sydney when she's laying there on the ground. And of course that pose is repeated at the end of the film as well, where Sydney takes back her spot of being the survivor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed it. Kirby's fantastic. I think the whole group of kids are really good. Again, that's probably one of my favorite opens as well, Sam. I don't like Anna Paquin, but you do.
Yeah, my girl.
Yeah.
True blood.
Yeah. I like Kristen Bell. I'm like, yeah, get Kristen Bell in there. But yeah, I do like the kind of the repeat opening endings. Or beginning, sorry. So yeah, and I like Jill's freak out, man, when she starts smashing her face and stuff at the end of the film. That's just wild.
Yeah,
Loved
that
it.
is good. I agree. I just saw a comment Rob made earlier. He said, "I'm pretty sure more ghost faces die in 6 than regular victims," and yeah, that's spot on. Yeah, like 5 ghost faces die in Scream 6, and then 2. It's crazy. But yeah, of course, though, Rob thinks we're all wrong on this one, I guess. So, like I said, I feel like Rob and I have been agreeing on quite a bit, but we obviously don't agree on Scream.
Yeah, look, Rob's wrong. He has the number 2 is the original Scream movie. Dude, you're wrong.
I'm trying to figure out what his number 1 was, and I can't. There's too many comments.
I think it's Scream 5.
That's what I thought, and I'm like, that's wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I've heard him mention that before. So I think you're right, Brendan. But so, yes, so that means then that we all have the original as our favorite. I've said this multiple times. The first Scream movie is still my favorite horror movie of all time. This is the one I had become a horror fan. I was very much continuing to grow. But when I saw, and I'm going to say them both just because this is what I do, when I saw Scream in 1996, and I Know What You Did Last Summer in 1997, my horror fandom went to a whole new level. And this, I can't tell you how many times I've seen this movie. I've watched it so many times that you think I would be sick of it. And I will still throw it on. I watch it probably at least twice a year, sometimes more. I absolutely love everything about this movie. So I don't know what else I could say about it, but y'all talk about the original.
Yeah, I grew up watching this one, and I can't say that about many horror films, but this one was always on around Halloween time. I actually remember watching it. I was kind of watching it at a sleepover when I was really, really young, and I remember Billy and Stu being on the TV with like blood all over them at the end, and I was so scared to look at the TV because I was really young. I was such a chicken shit. But then obviously I got to watch it a little older, and I really enjoyed it. But yeah, it's just one of those Halloween watches I watched every year. And I love Billy and Stu as well. Stu especially, he's just so goofy and funny. Yeah, like when we rewatched it this past year, actually, because of the reviews, I was like, we hadn't watched it in a few years. I'm like, am I going to enjoy it as much as like I did growing up, or because I've taken a big break and is it not going to hit as hard? And I still was like, wow, I love that movie. I got to start making that a Halloween special every year again. So yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's nostalgic or what, but I love Tatum. Tatum's my girl. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think the original Scream is so well paced for a longer movie. It doesn't drag. The characters are all fun. They're all lovable. You don't want to see any of them die. So there's some real tension, especially in that third act. Sure, there's maybe a couple of continuity errors here and there, but what film really doesn't have some of that going on in it?
Oh yeah.
So I can excuse that, but the original film is just a masterpiece. It literally reinvented the genre for the next decade, essentially. So I got zero complaints about it. I didn't think I was gonna like it either. Actually, on our in October when we started this, I was quite concerned because this isn't a franchise I typically go back to revisit. So I was like, going back and revisiting the first one, the most coveted of all the Scream films. I'm like, I could come out with some fucking hot takes here.
No, I'm glad you did still enjoy it. Swift mentioned that he said, "Are we not going to mention that Sidney Prescott has killed more ghost faces than Ghostface has killed people?" That's probably, but that's why she's a badass and the best final girl of all time. Like I said, he's just amazing. So yeah, but that's a good point, Swift. And yeah, I kind of want Rob to explain himself as well. But yeah, he thinks 5 is the best in the franchise. I'm kind of
I need
shocked.
some,
I'm really in
some
shock
words
about
to
that.
back that up.
Yeah, it's wrong.
It's
It's
such a
wrong.
crazy statement to make. Like I just can't believe anybody would say that out loud or even type that. Like something's wrong. He's been drinking too much bourbon tonight, I think.
Oh.
All right, so for Scream 8, I know we talked a little bit about different things we had heard and ideas, that kind of stuff. But in your honest opinion, what would you like to see more from this franchise? Brendan, I know you said that if they didn't kill Gale, you were done. Would you like to see Scream continue? Do you think they should stop at this point? If you do want them to continue, what do you want to happen? Just give me your thoughts on the future of Scream.
Well, it's not going to stop, whether or not I like it or not. I mean, these movies make fucking bank, and it's the last one did incredibly well. Good for it. It wasn't a very good movie though, so I do hope that they. And it was totally rushed. Like this
Sure.
is we're starting to deal with like problems that we had in the 80s with films coming out way too fast. Like a Nightmare on Elm Street and Nightmare on Elm Street 2 were almost released in the same year. It was so fucking fast, the turnover rate. And that's something that Scream is not good at doing. So or any film franchise is not good at doing that. Look at The Strangers. That whole trilogy was filmed all at the same time, and it still needed work. So this franchise needs to take its time if they're going to continue the franchise. Yes, Gale does have to fucking die if they decide to bring her back. If they leave her and, she's just living her happily ever after, fine with that too. Just as long as she's not in the movie, I'd be perfectly okay with. But I do think that they need to start bringing in some more elements to make the films more interesting. Like you gotta have commentary on film. That's why these movies were made, was to make fun at slasher films of the 80s. You're not getting that anymore. So there needs to be some sort of reinvention of this franchise to make it work.
Yep, I think that's fair. Sam, I want your thoughts too. Before I do, though, I'll mention real quick. Swift made a comment that he wants to see the Carpenter sisters be Ghostface. That's another interesting take. What do you think there?
I like it.
Yeah.
Well,
actually.
Yeah, I think we discussed, Sean, that I think the plan was to have Sam as the Ghostface at the end of her trilogy. So
Me?
Right.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where she's actually been all this time, and she's been filming.
Killing
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, no, I like that idea. I think that would be interesting as well to have the Carpenter sisters. But Sam, what would you like to see from the future of Scream, if anything?
Yeah. I need Gale to be fucking Ghostface. I need it now. And now that scene happened with her and Sydney, the whole trust scene, I'm like, nope, she's got to be Ghostface now. we need that. I don't know. I just need something more. I don't even know what I want. I just felt like Scream 6 felt so badass to me, and I know not everyone feels that way, but Scream 7 was just such a snooze fest in my opinion. So, if the Carpenter sisters were back, I'd be happy. I absolutely love them in 6. And if it's not them, it's got to be Gale. Gale's got to be behind the mask.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, I'm ready for Gale to go too, and it's so funny because the first few times that when I watched Scream 2, I liked Gale for a long time. And then the more that I've watched some of the later films in the franchise and just gotten tired of her, even going back and rewatching these films recently for us to do all of this, I don't even like her as much in the first one anymore as what I thought I did at one point. Probably just because I know what's going to happen with her. And I'm just, Gale either needs to be Ghostface or she needs to be the opening kill of the next film.
Oh, the opening kill would be nice too. Yeah.
We need
Oh,
to get her
yes.
up there. I think the opening, if she's not going to be the killer, I think the opening kill would be a fantastic way to wrap that up with Gale and finish her off. But yeah, I think the Carpenter sisters would be interesting. For me, I'm going to sound like a broken record here. Again, as I've said, my least two favorite films in this franchise are 5 and 6 because I feel like they feel less like Scream movies, and Scream is Sydney. So if you're not going to have Sydney, it's just not quite the same. I feel like if they keep going with Scream, at some point we're not going to have Sydney anymore. And once that happens, I'm probably going to lose interest. I'll still watch them because it's Scream. I'll still watch them, but I'm going to start losing interest. What's so funny, Sam?
How much would you be pissed if Sydney was the opening kill and then Tatum took over?
God,
Oh,
my God.
Brutal.
I've heard people mention, I heard one person that I work with mention that, and then somebody said something about what if Sydney ends up becoming a killer. And I'm like, you know what? I have already had some issues lately with high blood pressure. Y'all are going to push me over the fucking edge. If we if we kill Sydney or we make her Ghostface, that's going to be it for me. That's going to end up being the
If she
last
became
movie I ever watched.
Ghostface, I would be pissed.
I'd walk out of both of these.
If she was the
scenarios.
opening kill, though, I'd be like, damn. I don't know if I'd be pissed, but I'd be like, damn.
I would be
But if she
pissed.
was a killer, I'd be pissed.
That'll be the last movie I ever see because I'll die right then in the theater. I'm just telling you. I can't. I don't even know why you said that, Sam. I have a headache now. I need to take medication. No, I'm kidding. But I mean, who knows? They tried to kill Laurie a few times in Halloween and it wasn't working. So they kept bringing her back too. So who knows what they might do with this. But I also hope we don't go that route. Let's not kill her and then decide, okay, no, she didn't, let's not do a different timeline. That's one of the things I appreciate about Scream is at least we're still on the same timeline. We don't have multiple ones bouncing around out there like we have in some other franchises. So, but yeah, I just have a feeling at some point Sydney's going to be gone. And when she's gone, I'll still watch them, but I'm not going to enjoy these as much. I've already gotten I try not to look at my phone when I'm doing stuff, but I've already gotten a text message from a friend that says, you have a really big crush on Sydney. She's the greatest. I don't know what to tell you. I was trying to see here real quick. Swift says continuity is queen. Rob says Sydney has to die or become the killer. They need to move on from the same tired formula. See, I don't understand. Rob and I have been getting along really well until maybe tonight. It may be changing now. I may have to start giving him shit instead of Mikey. I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you. It's a roller coaster ride with Rob. Like we were on the same wavelength last night, like for most of the stream, and then he just had to bring something up that made me real mad. Yeah, or it's like, dude, I think I'm going to join Mikey's side. I'll just start saying these movies are good just to piss you off.
That's awesome. All right. Well, yeah, Brendan, Sam, thank you both so much for coming on. I think this has been a lot of fun. Didn't have a lot of people join us tonight, but I still enjoyed talking about the franchise with the two of you. Anything else you want to say about any of the Scream movies, the franchise, Ghostface, anything before we get ready to wrap up?
I've come to terms that Scream is not one of my favorite franchises, and I'm okay with it. It used to be like I used to just love the first one so much, and I still do love the first one, but I guess as a whole, it's not as like up there for me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I kind of said it a lot this tonight, but I do think that Scream is better when it's done every 6 years or so. 6 to 8 years, 10 years even. Of course, it's going to be hard to keep Sydney around if they're going to keep doing these movies within that kind of range. But I do think that
me around if they keep doing this. I'm getting old, Brendan.
Oh, you're young yet. I just think that they're strongest with the filmatic commentary, and I think people need to go back and give 4 another shot because I do think it was just made before its time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. This is still going to be one of my favorite franchises, but I think a lot of it for me is those first 2 movies. I mean, again, I enjoy all of them. I don't think there's a bad movie in this franchise. I do notice that when I watch, what I'm learning from myself as I get older is it's hard for me to beat Jason and Michael. I can watch Friday the 13th and some of the earlier Halloween films all day long. And I can a couple of the Scream movies, but not all of them. So I don't know that it's my absolute favorite franchise anymore, but I do still really enjoy it. And as I've said, the first one is still my favorite horror movie of all time. So I hope we get something better than what we got in 7. I want it to step it up and do better, but we'll see. And yeah, if Sydney gets killed, then that's it for me. I'm done. It's over.
In the opening.
Yeah, I'll be done. There'll be no more Sean's Horror Corner. There'll be no more Sean, period, if that happens. So I'm begging Kevin Williamson to not do that. All right. Take a minute to go ahead and talk about your channel and promote anything you may have coming up.
Thank you. We are Our Life in Horror, and we do horror movie reviews. We do a lot of live shows on certain reviews. We just finished up our Giant Animal Attacks month for March. Yeah, March. We're still in March. I don't have anything planned yet.
We've got a live coming up.
Yeah, we're discussing a live coming up. Sam is going to be on this live.
I'm slowly coming back.
So
guys.
that'll be a first. I will have a physical media month of April release kind of schedule discussion sometime next week, as well as Sam and I are discussing on when we're planning our return back on our channel fully, which would be, what are we talking about doing? Body cam.
Yeah, we're gonna watch it this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and might do a live either Sunday or Tuesday. Probably Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be determined.
Mm-hmm.
I got a games night that I'm actually gonna plan here soon too.
Yes.
I've been talking about it for a while.
Okay. That's awesome. Yeah. Rob just said maybe they will kill off Sydney and then hire Rob Zombie to reboot the franchise. Rob, I need you to shut the fuck up at this point. Stop. Please stop.
I'd watch it.
I know you would.
Ghostface is Jerry Moon.
Yeah, Ghostface is going to be skull fucking the shit out of everybody in that franchise.
That's awesome. But yeah, Sam, we're glad that you're coming back. Definitely go check out. I mean, again, I've said this multiple times. If it wasn't for Our Life in Horror, there wouldn't be a Sean's Horror Corner. These two are what inspired me to even try to do this. So definitely go check out Our Life in Horror and subscribe to the channel, get some merchandise. I got a coffee mug the other day I've been drinking out of quite a bit here lately. So, and then Brendan told me y'all might change the logo, but that's okay. I'll get another one. So that's perfectly fine. But yeah, so definitely go check out their channel. Tomorrow I have an episode coming out on Ginger Snaps. That'll drop tomorrow. And then I've got a couple more lives that I'm guesting on first time. On the 29th, I will be a guest on Getting Offed. A channel my friends over at the Final Girls podcast recommended me to them, and they've reached out to me and asked me to come on. It's almost like a horror Jeopardy game that we're going to be playing. So I'll be one of the contestants on that. Next Tuesday, I'm on the Dread broadcast. I'll be doing a live on there. So looking forward to that one as well. And then I have episodes coming out next week on the movie Men. Just the first time watch on that last night. Wow. And then also have The Grudge and Insidious coming next week. So a lot of stuff coming.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So a lot of stuff coming up. So yeah, subscribe.
The original Grudge or the remake? Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good. 2004.
Okay.
Yeah, with Sarah Michelle Gellar. So yeah, that'll be coming out, I think, next Wednesday. But there's my brother. He said, dang it, I got off too late. Yeah, I tried to reach out to him. I've been trying to get him to come on and maybe do a show with me, but he hasn't committed to it yet. Yeah,
that would be fun to watch.
That would be fun.
Come on, Kevin.
Kevin,
come on, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him on here at some point. He works some crazy hours. He works later than I do, and he also works Saturdays. And he's got a young son, so he doesn't have a lot of free time. But I'm gonna get him at some point to get in here with me, and we'll talk about it. He said I'm shy.
He says I'm shy. Oh, I used to be on here too. I didn't even want to make a podcast, and then he convinced me, and now I love doing this stuff. I've just been on a break.
We got your sister on the podcast.
We did get my sister on, yeah.
For what movie?
Midsommar.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
That's
oh,
tough.
there's some brutal scenes. She's not a horror fan either, but
Yeah.
Rob said he's shy too, and none of us believe that.
that's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not, don't buy it at all. But Brad Hawk talk introverts tonight. That's funny.
Yes.
So yeah, definitely subscribe to Our Life in Horror. Follow me on social media. I'm pretty much on everything out there. And yeah, check out my episode on Ginger Snaps tomorrow. So Brendan, Sam, thank you both so much again. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Y'all are welcome anytime. And Sam, Brendan and I are we've still got some Candyman stuff coming up. You're welcome to pop in anytime. So
I was telling him I might join for the remake, whatever the fuck
Okay.
people call it. I love that movie.
awesome. Yeah, well, you are welcome anytime. So again, thank you both for coming on. Thank you everybody that participated and watched and participated in the chat. I will see you soon.
Bye.
Oh.